For a body which is falling freely in air, acceleration is substituted by acceleration A is substituted by acceleration due to gravity, which is G. So our three equations of motion for a body which is moving uniformly in a linear path, all our values of A's will be substituted by G. So we are going to have V is equal to U plus dt, and our S will be given by ut plus half gt squared, and the final one here, V squared will be equal to 2gs. This is for our free fall, for our body plus there is u here, u squared, this one. So for our body which is falling freely in air. Now for our body which is projected vertically upwards, the acceleration due to gravity will be negative because the body is moving opposite to the gravity. So these equations will become, our V will be equal to U minus, now G becomes negative, minus GT, and our S will be equal to UT, here G is negative, minus half GT, this is T squared, and finally our V squared will be equal to U squared minus 2ds. Now for a body projected vertically upwards at maximum height, final velocity V will be equal to 0. So V is equal to U minus gt. So at maximum height, V final velocity is 0. So 0 is equal to U minus gt. From here, gt is equal to U. Our T is equal to U over G. This is the time taken to reach maximum height. So T is equal to U over G. It is time taken to reach maximum height. Time of flight, so from S is equal to ut minus half gt squared. By the time the body moves from the initial state, or from the initial point to the and comes back, displacement S is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to ut minus half gt squared. So we can factor t here to be left with u minus half gt. Now this implies that t is equal to 0 or u minus half gt is equal to 0, meaning that u is equal to half gt, taking the negative part on the other side. So meaning that our t is equal to 2u divided by g. So this is the time of flight, the time the body take to move from its initial projection point and to come back. T is equal to 0 corresponding to initial time. Initial time it is when the body is being projected. We look at the maximum height attained. So at maximum height maximum, we note that the final velocity v is equal to 0. This is s. The final velocity v is equal to 0. So when we are dealing with the vertical projection, s is substituted with the height maximum. So what you are going to do, we are going to substitute height maximum here, and v is equal to 0. So we are going to have 0 is equal to u squared minus 2g height maximum. I have substituted s with height maximum at maximum height. So we take 2g height maximum on the other side to get to be u squared. So we divide by 2g in both sides. So height maximum is equal to u squared divided by 2g. So that is how we get the maximum height attained when we are dealing with a body projected vertically upwards and moving with uniform velocity. We look at the velocity at point of return at the time when the body is returning to its projection point. So from v squared is equal to u squared minus 2gs. By the time the body is returning to its original point, s, displacement, is equal to 0. So we substitute 0 in this equation. V squared is equal to u squared minus 2g0. So any number multiplying by 0 will give you 0. So you have v squared is equal to u squared minus 0. So v squared is equal to u squared. You take square root in both sides, meaning that v is equal to plus or minus. Square root of u squared is u, or minus u. So v is equal to u positive. It is the velocity at which the body is initially projected with, and v is equal to negative u. It is the velocity at which the body now is moving in the opposite direction. So in this video tutorial, we have covered these 4 things. T is equal to u over g. This is the time for the body to reach maximum height. Time taken for the body to reach maximum height is given by u over g, whereby u is the initial velocity and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Capital T, 2 is equal to 2. Capital T is equal to 2u divided by g. This is the time of flight, or the time taken by the body to move from the projection point to the point where it began. So u is the initial velocity and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Now maximum height attained is given by u squared divided by 2g, and the final velocity, or at which the body is moving in the opposite direction. So thanks so much for learning. Kindly you can like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a single video which I upload every day. Bye bye, see you in the next video.